Hello everybody and welcome back to the Castle World, where I am building a medieval castle with the Conquest Reforged mod in Minecraft. And today I'm going to be talking about a different aspect of castle building. I'm going to be talking about part of the castle building process. In the medieval times, when a castle was being built, there was a whole team of people who would be working on the castle, from skilled laborers to unskilled laborers. There would be stonemasons, there would be carpenters, blacksmiths, and all kinds of people working on this castle. And while the castle was being built, these people needed somewhere to live. So usually, somewhere right next to the castle, there would be a small village that would pop up, where at first, it might be tents and things, but then people would build permanent hovels and little houses, and that is where the workers on the castle would live. And so whenever they're not living at the castle, they would go back there and eat and sleep and live in the little village next to the castle while it was being built. And in the case of many of these villages in the medieval times, once the castle was completed, people would continue to live there, and this village would continue to exist outside the walls of the castle. And many of them, even to this day, there are many villages in England, for example, that were built for these workers who were building the castle. And even though the castle is long gone, the village still exists to this day, and people still live there. And the village has its roots in the medieval times when a castle was built there. So for my little castle building project, I want to build a very historically authentic castle, and I came up with the idea of, I should build a little village outside the castle, because usually every castle has a little village next to it, and it turns out there was a village generated by the game right next to where I was building my castle already. So I started tearing down the houses, and I started building my own more authentic medieval houses, and this is how I started building this village. And in this video I will be showing you this little village. Alright, so here we are in our little medieval village, and I'm going to show you guys around and show you what I have so far. It's still a work in progress. I'm still building more, but I'm going to show you what I have so far and what buildings I have in this village. So let's start here with this building, which is the bakery, and I'll show you just kind of the process of how this building works. So this cart here arrives with flour. It's all loaded up with flour, and then we bring it in here, and we open the doors, and here we are. We have this big kind of like chain thing that we can turn, and it kind of brings this elevator up and down. And so that kind of lowers the flour down into the lower floor here, and then we have this little oven where the bread is baked, and they make the bread here, and there's flour right there, and an apple pie, and this is the bakery. I think I may flesh this out a little bit more, add some more decoration, add some more detail to this, but that's just kind of the basics of the bakery so far. That's just kind of where things are baked, and then we have the elevator there. And then up here, don't remember if I fully finished the interior up here, but this is kind of like where the baker and his family live. It's just kind of like a kitchen area here. We have the fireplace, and we have things hanging, and the table. We have a little storage room. So this is like the baker's house where he lives. And this is kind of like a bedroom area. And we have a loft up here. So pretty nice house. Nice little place for the baker to live. And now we're out here on the street again. And this house, I think, doesn't have like a special purpose. It's just a house for people to live in, but I'll show you this one. It's pretty cool. I think if I remember correctly, this is the first one in the entire village that I built. And so up here, we have some nice painted walls. This is something about medieval architecture and building that I think a lot of people don't really know or realize, is that it was actually not all dark and dreary and depressing. It was actually quite colorful, and most walls were kind of like whitewashed with plaster and stuff, and then they would have painted nice designs on the walls, and it actually would have been quite cozy and very nice to look at. I think people kind of, when they think of the medieval times, they think of medieval castles that are all just kind of, dark and cold and it's all stone. But back in the medieval times, when people actually would have lived inside these places, it wouldn't have just been stone. It would have been, as I said, whitewashed and then painted over, and it would have looked quite nice. And then back through this little alley behind this house, we have a garden back here. And this is something I love about this mod, is all the different plants that it adds in. We got parsnips, we got cabbage, we got beets, we got peas, we got, I think this is like carrots, a whole bunch of herbs. We got, I think this is thyme, I think that one is basil or something, and then winter mint, allium, lavender. There's a little bit of parsley right here. So it really gives you a full variety of things that can be planted in a garden, and it's pretty cool. And then let me show you the house next door, which has a nice kitchen here, which I try to add all these nice little details to make it seem like this is somewhere that somebody actually lives and uses it, and it has a nice oven here. And nice little details like the pan, and we got jugs, we got what you would call clay wares, earthenware, stuff like that. And then over here, I added in this nice little detail of a little latrine here. We have herbs hanging to make it smell nice in there. And then, I'm trying to think, where is, the staircase is over here. We go up the staircase, we have this nice little corridor here, and then we have this nice upstairs area where we have this very nice kind of like dining room. We have these nice cabinets over here, and this nice table and fireplace, and tried to make it very cozy, somewhere that this would be a really cool little place to hang out and eat and drink and just kind of chill by the fireplace. So I think that's pretty cool. And then this is a bedroom. And then up here we have these two other little bedrooms. So there's quite a few people that could live in this house. But yeah, that is I think everything there is in this house. I also love in this mod these carpets. The carpets really add a nice touch to making it feel more cozy and like a place that you would want to live. And then there's the outside. We have some flowers hanging on the windows, the windowsills outside. This building, this is the tallest building, I think, that I have. in the village. There's also a nice little garden here. And this building is the tallest one, I think. It's 3 stories. I think maybe the one next to it is also 3 stories, but I don't remember. But anyway, we're in the middle story here, the 2nd floor, we have the tavern, or the pub. And so basically we have this bar area right here. And we have all this stuff behind the counter here. We have kegs. We have, shelves with all kinds of things, with cups, plates, and barrels, and tables over here. And this is one of my favorite parts of the whole village. This is honestly, I love the way this all looks, with the fireplace here. And then down here, down the staircase, we have what's essentially a brewery. We have some brewing going on here. So what I have going on here is basically wine, because this is supposed to be grapes, and then we have this kind of like press type thing going on, and so we're pressing the grapes into the wine, and then it's fermenting over here, and then we put it up in the barrels and it ages, and then we have this pulley here for lifting barrels. So yeah, we kind of have this little brewing operation going on, or what would you call it when it's a wine? I don't know. We're fermenting wine down there, and then up here we go upstairs, and then whoops, stuck on something. The 3rd floor is an inn, and so you have this nice little. When you first go up the stairs, you have this nice little sitting room area where there's books and you can sit and read, and it's a nice little area. And then we have another fireplace here and this corridor. And let's see, this is kind of like the main master bedroom where the innkeeper, the tavern guy, lives. This is his room. It's nice and spacious. And then we have 2 rooms here, which are part of the inn. So there's kind of like 2 rooms here available to rent for whoever needs a place to stay. And then we can go out the other entrance here, and then that is the inn and tavern. So that is one of my favorite buildings. It's really cool. Just the tavern part and the inn. Very cool. And then this is the most recent building I've built. This is going to be, you can see I haven't even put the floor in here yet. I just built this. And this is going to be the house where the blacksmith lives. And then over here on the side is going to be his blacksmith's workshop. And that's where he's going to be forging tools and repairing tools and doing all kinds of smithing. Then let's see, I'll show you this house next door to the tavern. I'm drawing a blank on what this is. Actually, oh yeah, so I built this whole, since it's on the side of a hill, I kind of built it into the hill and made it kind of have multiple stories. And I have not decided yet what is going to be in this part of the building. There's this big open room here, which looks pretty cool. And then another one down here. And I don't even know what I'm going to put in here yet. So if you have an idea and you want to let me know, just leave a comment and say what you think this looks like. What would I put in here? Because I have not decided yet. I don't know. So up here, we have another house. So I'm thinking, maybe downstairs is going to be some kind of workshop for some kind of profession that I haven't decided yet. And then up here will be where that craftsman lives. This will be the kitchen here. And then this kind of like middle hallway, living room type thing. And then we have a bedroom there that I have not furnished yet. And, oh, I haven't done the bedrooms yet. Okay. I've not done either of the bedrooms yet, but I will be working on that next. So you can see how, this is still a work in progress, and I have not completed certain things yet. There's still going to be a lot I'm going to build here. These houses are a little more fancy than maybe how they would look when the castle was being built. But I'm building this village kind of as if it's been, maybe a couple hundred years. The castle's been there for a long time. The village's been there for a long time. And these houses have been, kind of upgraded and expanded on and built, and they've added stories on top of, the houses. And so now these houses are very big and kind of fancy now. Let me show you this house over here next to the bakery. I don't think there's too much in here. This is another recent house that I built that I have not really furnished a whole lot yet. I've put in, the bedroom here. There's a bed up in the loft. So this one I think requires a bit more furnishing. Okay, I did the kitchen here. I love how the kitchen is. I love putting things just kind of like hanging. And we got fireplace, and then I use these doors as kind of like to make it look like a pantry or a cupboard or something. I go down here. This will probably just be kind of like storage and stuff. Yeah, anyway, we come out the back here. Oh, and this is a part I forgot to show you with the bakery. This is included with the bakery. Is this little outdoor market stalls kind of thing. It's an outdoor little marketplace for the bakery specifically. So if you want to buy the baked goods, this is where you come, and they have them out here on an open air market tabletop type thing. We got some pies, we got breads, and so yeah, this is where you come to buy stuff from the bakery. And over here we got this little tinier house. I decided to, add in some smaller, less fancy houses. So this is just your typical one-room medieval house that's a little more lower class, a little more common, but still cozy. And let me take you over here to this side of the village where we have this smaller kind of stone, a little bit more of a farmhouse. So a little more, less fancy, a little more rural. And it's kind of the same thing of just kind of one room. We got the kitchen, we got the bed over there. And so basically this is the house of, I'm not sure if I should have put it quite like right here in the middle of the village. Maybe I'll move it, but it's basically this little cattle farmer over here. We got the barn or cow shed or whatever you want to call it over here. So that's where the cows go in there when it gets cold. And then out here they have a nice pasture. Sunflowers growing. Very nice. We have a little pond here. So as I develop the village more and I expand and I build more things, I might move this, maybe move that to the other side, move the house over here, just so it's not quite in the middle of the village. So I'm not sure a little farmhouse and a cattle farm would be quite in the middle of the village. But that's, I think, mostly, that's kind of the main part of the village. I've showed you everything there. So let me take you over here This is one little random side part. We go down the road here, and right here on this cliffside, where it's a little rocky, we have this little quarry. So just kind of like something I tried to add in to add a little element of realism is we got this little quarry here with, some tools there. They're chiseling away at the stone, and they're loading it up on the cart with the crane. And just to add an element of realism of just kind of like, the stone used to build these buildings over here, came from over there, and then they transported it over here, and then they used it to build stuff. So I think I'm also definitely going to add that next to the castle over there, because that is something about castles, is that they were oftentimes built right next to, and even sometimes inside, a quarry, because then the shorter the distance to transport the stone to the castle where it's being used to build it, the easier it is. The shorter distance they have to transport the stone, because the stones are big and heavy. You don't want to have to carry those long distances. So then over here, up at the top of this hill, over on the side there is the regular vanilla houses they got spawned in, that I'm slowly taking down and then replacing with those. But up here at the top of the hill, I decided that every little medieval town and village needs a church. Of course, what medieval village would it be without a church? So this is just kind of like nothing like super big or impressive, but it's just kind of like a nice little church here for the village. And once you see the inside, though, you will definitely be amazed at how good this looks. I was amazed at how good this turned out. But you walk in here at the doors, we have two little shrines here, and then this is going to be a Catholic church, so we have a confessional right here, and so you go in here and you can confess your sins. And just look at that, we have a baptism pool thing here for baptisms. And we have these beautiful big arches, columns, and these chandeliers hanging. And I really love how this turned out. Big, beautiful Gothic style church. And then we have on the side here these kind of like shrines here, where you can go and you light a candle. And then down here at the end, you walk through the pews, and then here at the end is this pulpit. And I don't know why churches have this, but if you ever go into like a Catholic cathedral, at the end there's always like a big, sometimes there's like a big gate and and a metal fence type thing. Other times it's just kind of like blocked off, but you can never like actually go to all the way to the back to like where the altar is. I'm not sure why that is, but I know that's something that is I've always seen that in every church I've been in. So I added that in the back to make it authentic. And yeah, there's the church. So really love how this turned out. The big window there. And I think that may be the end of our tour. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to show you, so that concludes the tour of my small medieval village that I'm working on to accompany my castle over here. And I'll give you a little peek at the castle, just kind of show you where it is in relation to the village. So the village is right there, and then we have our castle right here. eventually add a road leading up to the castle. And yeah, so still got to work more on the castle. That's also a work in progress, but it's coming along, and now there's a village to go with it. And hopefully you enjoyed this little tour. Hopefully you enjoyed the buildings. I try to keep it. Oh, I forgot to show you the well. There's also a well in the village where people can get their water. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I try to keep all of my building, at least my medieval ones, very historically accurate, and I try to keep it very authentic. So hopefully you enjoyed this and you like the buildings I've built here, my little village. And yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked this video, and maybe comment your thoughts on my village. And yeah, I'll see you around.